Sometimes sentences are worded creatively, where it begins with words that mean an inequality symbol. So when you write an algebraic inequality, here's the advice I'm going to give you. Make sure the words that mean the inequality symbol and the number written next in the sentence are written mathematically in the same order as seen in the sentence. If that doesn't make a lot of sense to you, I will show you what I mean when we look at some examples. The variable might be mentioned later on in the sentence, but usually will need to be written to the left of the inequality symbol. Let's look at some examples. Each of these sentences are beginning with words that mean the inequality symbol. You need to make sure that the words that mean the inequality symbol and the number that comes right after it stays written in that same order when you write it mathematically. So more than 300 stays more than 300, greater than 300. And I even put it in the box here. Notice it said more, and then it said 300. Therefore, we're going to write greater than 300. We are not going to put the 300 on the other side of the inequality symbol because it was not on the other sides of the words more than. It was to the right of the words more than, so it has to stay to the right of the symbol. However, something has to go to the left of the symbol. And as I already told you, that is most of the time going to be the variable. So, how did I know to pick P? Because this problem was talking about the people that came to last night's concert. Now, I know that was mentioned a little bit later, after it said more than 300, but that's the logical choice for the variable to go on the left-hand side of the inequality symbol. Here's another one. At most means less than or equal to. Notice where the 10 is, to the right of the words at most. So it has to stay to the right. Do not put it to the left. Make sure it's to the right when it was to the right of the words that meant the inequality symbol. Now, something has to go on the left, and again, a variable is going to make sense. Do we know the exact number of volunteers that are needed tonight? No, we do not. So we're going to call that our variable V for the volunteers. Okay, let's have you try to real quick on your own. Hit pause, do the next two sentences, writing algebraic inequalities, and then hit play when you're ready to see if you got them right. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you already did these on your own, but otherwise you better hit pause now. The phrase no more than means it's not allowed to be more than, because I said no more than. So don't put the greater than symbol. This is no more than, which is why it's the less than or equal to symbol, the one that looks like the L rotated, but with an equal sign. Notice where the 25 is. It is to the right of the words no more than, therefore it should be to the right of the good less than or equal to symbol. What variable makes sense to use? How about P, since we were talking about pages that were in the chapter? A minimum of 30 minutes. Minimum means that's the lowest it's allowed to be. So it could be equal to it or it could go higher. And if you didn't know that, you could have looked back at the table of vocabulary that I gave you. Notice the 30 is to the right of the word minimum. You better have kept it to the right as well. If you have it on the other side, you're doing it wrong. What variable makes sense? Well, we're talking about minutes that we're going to spend in Alex, so I thought M was the best choice. And that ends part 4 on Intro to Inequalities.